Welcome everyone to Brewing Connections with Bible Networkers. This podcast where faith meets entrepreneurship and meaningful relationships are the heart of every story we're going to be telling you. We believe that when God is in the center of our business and connections, incredible things happen, doors open, hearts align, and purpose is revealed. Today's guest, and first guest actually, is a kingdom minded entrepreneur who is doing more than just building a business. She's building people, she's building a community, and she's building purpose as well. Jacqueline Nelms is a seasoned healthcare executive, certified master level coach, and mental health advocate with over 25 years in the revenue cycle space. With a doctorate in health science focused on leadership and organizational behavior, Jackie empowers high achievers, especially in the high pressure roles, to protect their mental well being and achieve sustainable growth through evidence based strategies and real world insight. So she's bringing her faith into every part of what she does, and it shows in the way she serves, believe me, in the way she leads and the way she connects. And in this conversation, where we will be talking about their journey, her journey of faith and entrepreneurship, how God has moved in her business, relationships, and what it really means to grow a network that honors Him. Because every time we honor Him, we are doing amazing things for ourselves. So, Jackie, thank you for joining us today. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm very, very excited. Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to have you here. But I would like to say more things about you, but we don't have a lot of time. So, tell
Yeah.
us, what is your professional story? How you start your
Okay.
business? What's your story? Tell us.
So I would say my journey began with truly a deep desire to help others, right? To help others grow. And it's all rooted in my own lived experience, as well as a traumatic childhood and the challenges of being a teenage mother. So I've learned lots of lessons in my life, and over the more than two decades of healthcare, experience and my educational journey, I realized the experiences gave me a front row seat to somewhat of the silent struggles that people face. And that's what really made me think about how else can I give back beyond being in healthcare, being a healthcare executive, what else can I do? That's kind of, the reason why I got into healthcare in the first place and now venturing out into this space.
I love it. I love it. It always comes from a testimony, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, how did you end up where you are today now?
So, as I pursued my doctorate, right, and I'm just about to be done in another month, I um, I found myself being immersed in research around mental health and leadership. So, because of that, something within me shifted. So I realized that many high performers, whether that's law enforcement, officers, executives, anyone in a leadership position, caregivers, they are silently breaking under the weight of unspoken stress, including myself, right? It's some of the jobs that I'm familiar with are extremely stressful. And with that, I realized that there is something that I could do differently, and that is to really hone in and focus on the mental health needs of people. So that realization was truly the catalyst for me starting my business, Mindful Elevation, and with the tagline of strength and resilience within.
I love it. I love it. Okay. And so far today, what's been the biggest turning point in your career?
So the biggest turning point is really something that occurred last year. I found myself in an incredibly difficult situation at work in my healthcare position, one that left me feeling unsupported, unseen, especially by the very department that I thought was there to support me, which is human resources, right? So that's the moment when I realized that I'm not just disappointed. It, I almost had like a wake up call. And I realized that it was time to stop pouring all of my energy into the places that really didn't align with my purpose.
Mhm.
So instead, I chose to step up into my own power, become my own boss, and build something that's meaningful where I could truly make a difference and give back to others in a way that I felt was authentic and impactful.
I love it. So I love how God, makes us feel so uncomfortable sometimes because that's when we make the decision of moving. So He's
Yep,
giving us all these signals, right? But we are
exactly.
comfortable. We are like, I don't know what I'm feeling. And then we just
Yep, yep.
die in a comfort zone. And then I'm so glad that you heard yourself, that you heard your heart. And now you're helping others. Now,
Yes, yes.
let's jump on the networking side of this conversation. Share a time when a single connection changed everything for you.
Sure. So, this makes me smile big and from ear to ear because I really want to mention a very dear friend of mine. Her name is Joanna. She's been one of the most influential people in my journey toward entrepreneurship. She was my biggest cheerleader, the one who constantly reminded me of my worth, my strength, and the impact I could make if I stepped out on my own. I didn't see that for a long time, but I've been talking to her for years now about, what I would like to do and the reason why I think I'm here on earth is to really make a difference. I just didn't know how. So her unwavering belief in me, even during the moments of great doubt, self-doubt, right? She helped me see that I was capable of building something meaningful. But she didn't just support my dreams, she helped me believe in them myself. So her encouragement was truly a turning point. And she helped me, she basically planted the seed that would grow into the business that I have today.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. And then she brought you here.
Yes, exactly. And then she told me all about Babel networking and said, "Girl, you need to check out Babel networking. You're gonna love it." And I'm so grateful that she did.
Yes, we're grateful that you belong to this group now, Jackie. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
tell us, what is your approach to building meaningful relationships in business?
So, having been in the healthcare field for 25 years now, I've had much success in building relationships, both in the healthcare field, but also now as an entrepreneur, I'm building relationships with many, many people. And I think the most important aspect of building those relationships or meaningful relationships is it really needs to be grounded in intentional communication, being empathetic and authentic in the connections that you make, right? And I think it all starts with being present and clear with your own interactions, actively listening. So not just listening to answer, but listening to truly understand what the other person is saying and following up, with care and engaging from a place of sincerity rather than strategy. And what I mean by that, particularly for networking events, it's, one thing to go to a networking event and truly wanting to build relationships versus finding your next client. Those are two very different thought processes. So the approach that I feel is the most valuable focuses on long-term connection built on genuine care and mutual growth, right? So not just what's in it for me, but how can I help others help me and how can we help each other? Because truly at the end, it's all about the human connection that makes business truly meaningful.
Exactly. Yes. Like I always say, uh, algorithm will never replace relationships, right?
Yes. Yep. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Okay. So, what advice would you give someone that is just starting in your industry?
You know, I think the best advice that I could give is truly short and sweet. I would say believe in yourself, number one. That is the most important. Have faith. Believe that the road you're on and the path you're on for a reason, and trust in the process. Trust that as you are being guided to walk your walk, that you are there and you're being supported, and you have to truly believe in yourself. No one else will believe in yourself the way you do. That is the biggest lesson and the best advice that I could give anyone.
We are so authentic. We just don't believe it, like you said. You were
Hmm.
talking about that thing being authentic, but we need to believe that it's proven scientifically, and it's said in the Bible as well, that we are one person. There is nobody like me in this world. There is
Hmm.
nobody else like Jackie. So really, we have to be so authentic in everything we do, and we have to believe that God created us for a purpose and for a reason. And once He puts something in our heart, our spirit starts shaking. Woo! Every time
Yes.
we see that thing coming, so we need to follow that.
And I just want to
Hmm.
mention one thing you just said about, once we have that feeling and we're so excited and we like have this almost like this internal shaking, like, oh my God, I'm so excited, right? I will tell you that never before in my entire life or in my career have I ever felt so clear about the direction I'm going in. Once I made a conscious decision to say, I'm going to go out and do my own thing, I have not stopped. My excitement continues to grow, and I have not stopped building on that dream. And that is because I truly believe that it's divine intervention and I'm being guided to do what I'm here to do. I'm truly walking in my purpose.
I love it, Jackie. Awesome. Okay, so what's something you wish more people knew about networking? Don't.
So I wish more people knew that networking isn't just about collecting contacts, right? It's truly about building genuine connections. And I know we talked about that a little bit already, but it's not about who you know. I think it's all about how you show up. When you approach networking with authenticity, curiosity, and a willingness to give before you ask, I think it becomes less about transactions and more about transformation. So, real relationships are built on trust, not business cards, and not the most powerful, the most powerful relationships are built on trust. So, I would say that the most powerful opportunities often come from the connections where, you lead with your heart and not through an agenda. Like you don't have something in your back pocket or in the back of your mind. You're truly, you're showing up as who you are, and anything you do, all of your actions are coming directly from your heart.
Yeah, yeah, completely agree with you. So you haven't said anything yet that I don't agree with. So that's good.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, so what is a book or a podcast or tool that you cannot live without right now, Jackie?
So, a little fun fact, I actually have a little mini library because I love books. I just don't have a lot of time right now to be reading, casually because I'm still reading my final transcripts and my dissertation that I'm wrapping up.
Mhm.
But what I will tell you is I stumbled upon this podcast that is put on by Frank Macri. His podcast is called Life Coaching Secrets Podcast. And I've learned a lot through Frank and all of his episodes. He has over um, I think almost 190. So for the past few months, I've been listening to all of his podcasts, and I just cannot stop listening until I catch up with all of the old ones, all of the new one, or all of the old ones before I start listening to the new ones. So in between, when I'm getting ready in the morning or getting ready at night or I'm driving, whatever, I put on his podcast. He's very inspirational. And so for anyone who's out there that's in the life coaching business, I highly recommend checking out his podcast, Life Coaching Secrets Podcast.
Oh my gosh. Well, yep. So you write it down, everybody, because I'm curious now. You're so excited about it.
Yes, so he's like, I'm like, and my husband says, "Oh, you're listening to Frank again?" Like he has to listen to Frank, when we're getting ready at night
Frankie,
for bed.
good night, Frankie. Good morning, Frankie. Okay, so what is a fun fact about you that most people in your professional network would not know, and they're gonna know now if they are listening?
Um, so, there's so many things I could think of, but I think the one that really gets me super excited is the fact that I'm planning on writing a memoir. And I've been thinking about this for years and years and years, but I wanted to finish my doctoral degree first. So the memoir that I'm writing is to tell the story of my childhood, the journey of becoming a teenage mother. The story is really all about resilience, healing, and transformation. So the purpose in me writing the story is not just to share the truth of where I've come from, but really to offer hope to others that may feel stuck in their circumstances, um, just like I did. And the memoir is for truly anyone who's ever felt unseen, unheard, or underestimated.
Mhm.
And it's a reminder that, you know, what I'm really trying to tell people is it's it's a it's not about where your story begins or how it begins or began. It's more about the fact that we all have the power to rewrite the ending of our own story, right? So no one is a product of their environment. We all have choices to rise up and we can look back, but don't let your past or your upbringing or whatever hold you back.
Mhm.
So that's really what I'm trying to tell in this memoir.
I love it. How you, everything that you went through and all your situation, you transform everything into something beautiful, just like the butterfly that you have there.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, and that's the inspiration is the butterfly, new beginnings, right? Transformation.
Just take all that and let God transform it. Yep.
Yes.
Love that. Okay, so what are you currently working on that you are excited about the memoir?
Sure. So the memoir is certainly one thing that I will be beginning in the next couple of months. But one thing that I'm very excited about is the fact that I'm in the process of pursuing a trademark for my business and my coaching strategies, you know, to protect my unique brand, and the content and the methodologies. So, I've developed what I'm offering now through years of professional experience, my personal growth, and also through my education. So by securing a trademark, my intention is to establish clear ownership of my intellectual property, ensure the integrity of my work is preserved, and create a strong foundation, for future expansion of my business. So it's not just about legal protection. It's about honoring the value of what I've built and positioning my brand for long-term impact and recognition. You can, and this is something that I learned not that long ago as an entrepreneur, you can, purchase all of your .com, .net, all of your domains, but truly, how do you protect what you're building? And my coaching methodologies are, as you mentioned earlier, Anna, are all rooted in evidence-based strategies that are backed by scientific research. And I'm taking bits and pieces of what I've learned and creating my own coaching methodologies, and that's what I want to protect. So I'm very excited about that. And once I have that trademark, I also believe it will show that I'm very serious about my business.
Yep, yep, I completely agree with you. Okay, so now what's next for you, Jackie? How can we support you? And not only we, but everybody who is listening, how can we support you or your business or legally?
Sure. Sure. So I would say the next step for me is really about growing. having an impact and deeper connections with the people that I come in contact with. So I'm continuing to expand my coaching practice. I'm launching, various transformative programs in the offerings that I have, and certainly want to share meaningful conversations through my Mindful Elevation podcast that is not live yet, but this is a little tease. I am planning on launching my podcast next month. And so the way people can support me is, first of all, reach out, right? Reach out, schedule a complimentary discovery call with me. Hear how I might be able to help you reach your goals, your aspirations, how I can support you in that endeavor. Share my work, tell your family and friends about the work that I do. Tune into my podcast once it's live, subscribe to it. And leave a review for me, Um, but most of all, once you see the value that I can bring to you, refer someone who you might think might benefit from my services. I think that every share, every connection even matters. So, I really appreciate the interest. And even if anyone just has any questions and wants to get clarity on or clarification on the different services that I offer, check out my website and reach out with any questions. You can call me, you can email me, you can send me a message through WhatsApp. Um, any questions I can answer, I'm happy to do so.
I love it. So we're gonna put her contact information. We're gonna put her website and everything you need to know so you can contact her. Jackie, it's that time that this episode is about to end. I am so excited, and every word that you have been saying today really makes me very proud. And and I believe that you are going to do great things, and we're going to be there. We want to be there to support you and to see how you keep growing and growing and impacting more people. Is there anything that you would like to say before we finish this episode?
Yes, I really want to thank you, Anna, right? I'm very impressed with the work that you do and giving back to everybody around you. Your story is very inspirational, and I'm very inspired by you, with everything that you do and being so selfless and bringing so many people together and leading this initiative, this networking initiative. The first in-person event that I attended last week was amazing. Everyone was so nice, so professional, just so caring, and it's an environment that I really feel will help me, you know, meet people, develop relationships and friendships even that will last, a lifetime. And I just want to thank you for everything you do and all of the individuals that are helping you in this endeavor, right? All of the ladies that are, chapter leaders, that put on the different events, thank you to all of them as well. It's incredible. And for those of you listening, definitely, I would recommend check out Babel Networking. Tell your friends and family. It is an amazing networking group of individuals, like-minded people, and I think I'm just very grateful and thankful that I found you, that Joanna told me about you, and that I'm part of it. So thank you for everything you do, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak with you today on this podcast. And I'm very excited about where things will continue to grow with our relationship and our friendship, Anna.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time and for raising your hand, and not only that, but encouraging me to restart this podcast that had been forgotten for maybe 2 or 3 years. I don't even remember. And you were the one who said, Anna, you need to do it now. So I just did what you said. And here we are. You are our first guest. So thank you for it is about teamwork. Sometimes we are so in our own things that we don't see around, or we don't think outside of the box.
Hmm.
And this kind of community, when you feel comfortable, when you feel like you can be yourself, then you can talk and you can freely talk and communicate, and then amazing things can come back to you, ideas, new ideas, or encouragement, or come on, keep showing up, Anna. No, don't give up. Keep showing up, and there's always something good about these communities that just keep you going, right?
Yes, absolutely. And that's what it's all about. That's that's what networking is all about, right? It's about those connections and helping each other and one hand washes the other, right? And I just love it. I just love it. I have not stopped smiling, and I will tell you, just as the last comment, being in healthcare for as long as I have, it's been a great journey, right? I really can say I've been blessed to be very successful in my healthcare career. Um but I have never felt so fulfilled as I am now with my business and just going out and being my true, authentic self and meeting all these amazing people such as yourself, Anna. And it's just amazing. So I just can't stop smiling. And I'm super excited about, being an entrepreneur and helping other people and learning from others as well.
I love it, Jackie. Thank you so much again. And I look forward to keep networking and working and building this friendship because I believe it's gonna take us somewhere. So
Yes, agree.
Thank you everyone for listening to us today. Thank you for listening to Jackie. Thank you for helping her, for supporting her. And I'm gonna be putting her contact information. Believe me, you just want to talk to her. You want to talk to her in person. You want to see what she's all about. She can not only help you with coaching, but she can help you with a lot of things. It's just a matter of taking the phone and calling her. Okay. So thank you so much, Jackie.
Thank you.
And see you in the next episode of Brewing Connections with Bible Networkers. Ciao.
Yay. Thank you.